Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to Geek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Bucket. Walter Payton, he's the man. Finds Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown, Bears. Let's go. Who is this?
Georgia.
Nice throw, Jay Fields. Think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something? I'm not talking about get on the field, It's picked off. Picked off an end zone by Kyler Gordon. Let's go. Put some respect on Kyler Gordon's name. And as always, bear down.
Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down, bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Chicago Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for yet another live stream right here on Geek on the Mic. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Also, do me a huge favor by liking this live stream. That'll definitely help my videos and this live stream get to more viewers. Also, as well, make sure you also follow me on every single social media platform to stay connected with every single Geek on the Mic video / news. That would be much appreciated as well. And as always, before I get started with any live stream, I just want to remind you guys once again that I will be doing a massive giveaway at the beginning of August. I'll be posting a video of instructions on how to enter the giveaway. I'll be giving away Mike Singletary signed jersey, Richard Dent signed jersey, Geek on the Mic hat, shirts, and much, much more. But as always, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. So once again, like I said, thank you so much for joining me for another Wednesday night live stream. I've already seen there's a couple people in the chat. MC Fact, he said, "What's up, Keek? What's going on with you as well?" Appreciate you guys joining me so much. But I don't want to waste any time, right? Obviously, you guys see in the video, in the title of this video, the live stream, it says, Yannick Ngakoue is interested with signing with the Chicago Bears. We have talked a whole lot about Yannick Ngakoue and the status of Yannick Ngakoue. And if, in fact, Yannick Ngakoue could possibly be a Chicago Bear. We also talked about Justin Houston. We talked about Chase Young. We talked about some other options. But obviously, Yannick Ngakoue, according to reports, is interested in signing with the Chicago Bears. So this is obviously some big news. Here's a report right here. It says free agent defensive end Yannick Ngakoue is interested in signing with the Chicago Bears per Chris Emma of 670 The Score. So my question for you guys now, we've talked a lot about Yannick Ngakoue. We all know that he's not really great against the run, but we do know that this guy is a very good pass rusher. Everywhere he's gone, he has had 8 or more sacks in every season he's played in the NFL. This guy is a very, very good pass rusher. So my question for you guys, is it worth for the Chicago Bears to actually sign Yannick Ngakoue? I think this is a guy that can come in from day one and be a very good pass rusher for the Chicago Bears. So my thing is, you guys already know how I feel about Yannick Ngakoue. But my question for you guys is if you guys feel the same way about Yannick Ngakoue as well. Because, like I said, this is a guy that I think will instantly be an upgrade to our defensive line. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat with you. Once again, I know there's concerns about him as a run stopper. But at the same time, I feel like this guy can be very good for our defensive line. MC Facts, so I guess you bring him on third downs. I think when you look at a guy like Yannick Ngakoue, I think he would be more just on any passing downs, right? So second and long, third and longs, right? This is when Yannick Ngakoue is at his best. I feel like this is when he is the most effective and the best way for him to get after the quarterback is when it's on passing down. So when you look at Yannick Ngakoue, he is a true pass rushing specialist, right? So that's why, to me personally, I'd be totally fine with the Chicago Bears maybe signing him to a 1-year deal. But here's the big issue about Yannick Ngakoue right now. Apparently, Ngakoue wants a multi-year deal. The Chicago Bears want to sign him to just a 1-year deal, which rightfully so, right? So, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm not sure where the money is at in this, in terms of Yannick Ngakoue. But that's all I know at the moment is that there is interest from both sides. But Ngakoue wants a multi-year deal. The Chicago Bears want to sign him to a 1-year deal, which both sides have some points. And when you look at Ngakoue's stance on this, you just signed Al-Quadin Muhammad to a 2-year, $10 million deal last season. they could very well give Ngakoue the same deal they gave Al-Qadim Muhammad. Obviously, I think Ngakoue is better than a guy like Al-Qadim Muhammad, but you guys get what I'm saying here. So, but at the same time, I understand where Ryan Poles is coming from. A 1 year prove it deal. If you come in, you play well here in Chicago, then maybe you can be rewarded with a multi-year deal, right? But I understand where both sides are coming from. But at the moment, I think the Bears are just set in stone with the 1 year deal. Look at the chat. CarCast 49ers Talk is in the house. Says, what's up, Keek? How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing real well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joseph Archer says, what's up, Keek? Keep it coming, my dude. Let's go, Bears. Thank you, Joseph, for tuning in for yet another live stream. Joseph is also in the house. He says, it seems most offers are a bit away yet, honestly. That distance may shorten depending on how training camp turns out. Yeah, absolutely. This is nothing set in stone. It just basically from Chris Emma, the sources that he's hearing is that defensive end Yannick Ngakoue is interested in signing with the Chicago Bears. So I'm not sure if it's yet a done deal. I'm not sure what is going to happen. But as of right now, that is the reports and rumors I am hearing out of Chicago. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. But it's definitely something to keep a close eye on as training camp progresses. Joseph also says, seems Poles isn't looking to try and find someone unicorn in free agency, just adding known quantity to the rotation. Yeah, absolutely. Yannick Ngakoue is definitely starting material, but I think you can definitely just use him on passing downs. That's just my personal opinion. But when you look at the guy like Yannick Ngakoue, the proof is in the pudding. He's a very good pass rusher, and that's just my personal opinion. I think he'd make this defensive line better. So I definitely would be on board with the Chicago Bears signing Yannick Ngakoue. Squeegee's in the chat tonight. Says, good evening, Keek, everyone. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, if you're just now joining the live stream, we are talking about Yannick Ngakoue's interest in signing with the Chicago Bears, and if in fact that we would actually sign Ngakoue to a contract and bring him here to Chicago. It's all unknown right now, but there's definitely interest from Yannick Ngakoue to come to Chicago. MC Fact said they just gave Komet an extended deal. Yeah, they did, and I think that's great for Cole Komet. I'm really excited about that. I will talk about that a little bit later in the live stream. But at the same time, I don't know where Ryan Poles heads at. I think he is interested in Yannick Ngakoue. He's already said that he's interested in adding one more edge rusher to the rotation. But at the same time, we're just got to wait and see. That's the big thing here. Sorry about that, Bears fans. I am having some technical difficulties with my camera once again. I got that get that figured out, but we are gonna look in the comment section to see who is joining me tonight. Nano CBD is in the house. Thank you so much, Nano, for joining the stream tonight. Says Poles better keep $200 million for Justin Fields. Yeah, I think that's another good point, Nano. Is I think Ryan Poles is trying to save money just in case Justin Fields does have a breakout, which is likely so. And then obviously Justin Fields will get a massive payday from Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. So it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if, in fact, That's what Ryan Poles is doing as well. And you have to think about the other extension as well, with probably Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Johnson, etc. Joseph says, gotta stuff the rush in the first place to have any chance at chasing the passer. LOL. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. We have to wait and see what happens. Like I said, this is not a done deal quite yet, but absolutely something to consider. Squeegee says, I can't condone hiring Yannick. Coming in here not being able to play to run doesn't set the tone well with our young players. I would wait to see what comes up after cut date. Absolutely, you can definitely take a look at that. But the proof is in the pudding. Yannick Ngakoue is definitely good in terms of getting after the quarterback. It's just he kind of struggles against the run, so that's definitely a turnoff in some sorts. Joseph says, yeah, but if the interior plays in the same way as last year, he'll end up like Gibson, double teamed all day long. That's definitely a very good point. We have to wait and see what happens. That's definitely a very good point you bring up, Joseph, though. Nano CBD says, our D line was putrid last year. Yeah, and that's why to me, I want to bring in a guy like Yannick Ngakoue because like we can never use enough, right? When you look at the defensive line last year, we only had 20 sacks as a team. That's not very good. So I know at points I even think the Bears are set for a long time, set going into training camp, right, with what we have. But at the same time, when your team as a defense only had 20 sacks and your strong safety was your sack leader of the defense, that's not good. And that's not me saying I don't trust DeMarcus Walker or I don't trust Dominique Robinson. Those guys are just kind of unproven at the moment, right? And I think getting a guy like Yannick Ngakoue or even a guy like Justin Houston would be the smart route for the Chicago Bears. Go ahead and keep asking questions. As I get set up here for you guys, getting my video camera set. I do appreciate all the engagement that you guys show me on these live streams. I do have one announcement for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and just do this for today. We'll just go ahead and do that for today. Just for today, we're not going to do the legit camera. We'll just do the camera that's on my Mac. But I do appreciate all the engagement. Philip says, hey, Keek, good evening. Bear down, brother. So excited going into the season for the first time in a long time. Yeah, I'm excited too, man. It's good to be excited as a Bears fan, right? Because we haven't had this type of excitement for a long time, right? So it's okay to be excited. I think you have that right. All Bears fans have that right to be excited. So we're at the wait and see what happens, right? But I think it's going to be a very, very good season for the Chicago Bears for sure. So some other news I want to talk to you guys about, just kind of like an update on how I'm feeling with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. I decided to take a step back and just do Monday and Fridays. I'm no longer going to be doing Wednesdays after today. I just wanted to take a step back so I'm not burning myself out, so I have more time to spend with my daughter and my wife and my family in general. I just feel like doing Mondays and Fridays will be perfect. Mondays we'll still do Bears trivia, Bears talk, have you guys call in, and then Fridays will also be just you guys can call in, ask me anything, Q&A Fridays, and then I'll also still have a special guest. I just decided that that's best for my health, and just so I'm not burning myself out as we get closer to the season. So I hope you guys understand that little tweak into the schedule. So once again, no more Wednesdays after today's stream. I'll just be doing Mondays and Fridays. So I hope you guys understand. If you guys are just now joining the stream, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you're also staying connected with all my social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. And obviously, like always, I will be doing a massive giveaway at the beginning of August. You'll have the whole month of August to enter this giveaway, giving away a lot of cool prizes. But once again, you have to be subscribed to the channel to have a chance to win a prize. So going back to the comment section right now, looking at your guys' comments, thank you so much for interacting with me on these live streams. Philip says, Keek, fun question here. What quarter do Fields and TJ Moore connect on their first TD? I'm going to say the first quarter of the Green Bay Packers game. I think it's going to be right away. I'm not going to lie. I'm optimistic that they're going to set the league on fire right away. So I'm going to go bold here and say against Green Bay in quarter number 1. Nano CBD says, Keek, that is totally understandable. I don't know how you do it. I appreciate that. Yeah, it definitely takes a toll on your body at times. I'll be honest, like today I didn't really want to come on and do this live stream, but obviously you guys encouraged me to keep going. But I need to take a step back and, have some more time for my family, spend some more time with them. I mean, I think just doing that Monday, Friday schedule will be perfect. Sports from the Trenches says the biggest Bears fan is here. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another live stream. I really do. I appreciate you. Some more news I wanted to talk about today. Kind of like piggybacking off the Yannick Ngakoue's interest in being a Chicago Bear. Also, NFL source confirmed that Chicago Bears are among the teams interested in pass rusher Justin Houston. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. He's familiar to Ryan Poles in their time in Kansas City from 2011 to 2018. Also has a relationship with Matt Eberflus with the Colts in 2019 and 2020. So basically, it's just a waiting game for everyone. May come down to the money. I'm not sure what he wants in terms of a contract, but I'm just guessing a 1-year deal. Obviously, when you're looking back at his relationship with Matt Eberflus in 2019 and 2020, I believe he had 19 sacks in 2 seasons under Matt Eberflus, which was pretty good. I know Justin Houston is on the older side, but this is a guy that's still highly productive, Bears fans, and a guy that would definitely make our defense better. And it's definitely a guy that can groom our young DNs as well. So I think it's a win-win for the Chicago Bears if, in fact, they do sign Justin Houston. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but I would definitely be okay with Justin Houston as well. Sports from the Trenches says, sign Yannick. This will be a playoff year if he signs. I definitely see that. Yannick Ngakoue is a very good pass rusher, Bears fans, and definitely would make our defensive line better. Same with Justin Houston, though. I think Justin Houston is also a very good pass rusher. He is on the older side, but still very good pass rusher. Make our defensive line totally better. Nano CBD says, I still expect Sewell to be a force at edge. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see what they're going to do with Noah Sewell, if in fact they're going to have him at edge. So that's definitely a waiting game at this point, but I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Noah Sewell. I think that would be very smart. He has the experience playing that position at Oregon, so I think it would be definitely a smart move. Rich Johnson, how you doing, my brother? He says, hey, what's going on, Keek? How's your night going? My brother, I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate you coming in. Just a reminder for people that are just now joining the stream, this will be my last time doing Wednesday night streams. I'm only going to be doing Monday and Fridays from now on. I'm just trying to take a step back just for my mental health, right? Make sure I'm not burning myself out before the season. I do appreciate all your guys' love and support. I just want to take a step back and make sure I'm spending more time with my family as well. So I do appreciate all your guys' support on that. But I'm doing good, Rich. Thank you so much for tuning in. So like I said, we're talking about Yannick Ngakoue. We're talking about Justin Houston. Is there any chance for you guys, in your guys' personal opinion, that Ryan Poles can possibly sign both guys? And that's where I'm kind of at right now. Is there a chance that we can sign both guys? Philip says, Keek, what are your biggest concerns going into the season, and what do you feel really comfortable with about Bears going into the season? My biggest concern still lies at the defensive line. I think it's just new, right? We added a lot of guys to the room, but I still want to see them perform on the football field. I feel like we did get better on paper, but still have to go out there and perform. I think what I'm most comfortable with is definitely the wide receiver room. Having DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. I think this is the best wide receiver room we've had since the Mark Trestman era with when we had Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, you can even add Martellus Bennett in there. So feeling pretty good about the wide receiver room. Nano CBD says, not to harp on the simulators, but the Madden NFL simulator has the Bears winning a lot, and JF1 tosses 39 TDs and about 4,300 yards passing in 2023. Our defense is dominant. Yeah, I think our defense will be improved. So got to wait and see. Devontae has a question in the chat. It says, Keek, will our offense be able to produce 3 viable wide receivers? Yeah, I think they will. I think what DJ Moore is going to do. You've seen the potential from Darnell Mooney, what he's been able to do. And then obviously Chase Claypool did it back when he was the rookie in Pittsburgh. So you know what he's capable of as well. So I think it's about how you incorporate all of them in offense, and I think I have a lot of faith in Luke Getsy being able to get all those guys involved. So super excited for the receivers in the room, for sure. If you're just now joining the live stream, thank you so much yet again for joining me yet another live stream right here on the Geek on the Mic. If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you're also liking this live stream for me. That would be really helpful if you guys did that for me by liking this live stream as well. Nano CBD says, Keek, did you hear Claypool and Mooney today? Yes, I did. That's actually one of the things I want to talk about later in the show. But since you brought it up, Chase Claypool was actually interviewed today. He did a press conference after training camp practice, and he said, basically, this is the biggest year of my life, and I understand that. If anyone thinks my work ethic isn't matching that, they're deeply mistaken. So I think people, Bears fans, media, all those people have been giving Chase Claypool a really hard time for really no reason to me, and I think Chase Claypool is going to have a big year. I think Chase Claypool is going to prove a lot of people wrong. So I think people just need to back up and just wait for game day to see what Chase Claypool can do. I think if Chase Claypool comes out and he's not good, then okay, he deserves, the slander on him, right? Saying, okay, you could say the critique on him, right? But he hasn't proved that yet, right? So we have to see what he does this season first before we judge Chase Claypool. I think Chase Claypool will definitely ball out this year, but I think it was interesting that he came out and he understands what this season means for him, what this season means for the Bears and his career moving forward. Joseph says, okay, Poles, time to make another move. Yeah, I think in the next couple hours, we can definitely be seeing another move by Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles likes to work at night, Bears fans. I'll be honest with you. Ryan Poles is definitely a guy that likes to work at night. Rob's in the chat. He says, Keek, following from Virginia. Love your commentary. I see great things happening this season. Would you like to see a DN signing? Bear down. Thank you, Rob, for the support all the way from Virginia. Yeah, me too. I think adding one more DN, I think would make a lot of Bears fans happy. I know there's like kind of 50-50 on some Bears fans saying that we don't need another DN because of the guys that we already added. Then there's also some people saying, yeah, just add one more person. So Bears fans and fans alike will never be happy with anything that GMs do for their football organizations, but we'll have to wait and see. Nano CBD says, Mooney is happy that his guy Kmet got paid. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of respect for Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet has been nothing but a good professional for the Chicago Bears. Really happy for Kmet. He's definitely a big piece for our offense. Devontae says, been thinking about starting a podcast. Respect to what you do. You inspire people, my guy. I appreciate you, Devontae. I really do. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I think if you're talking about something that you're passionate about, it makes things a little bit easier. But definitely, I definitely encourage you to start a podcast. I'll definitely show you a lot of love and support like you do my platform. So hopefully you do get it started. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram, DM me, and I can definitely kind of guide you on what you need to do to start a podcast. So definitely cool that I am inspiring you. I hope I inspire other people. That's my goal. But I appreciate you, Devontae. So once again, if you're just now joining the live stream here on a Wednesday night, we were talking about Yannick Ngakoue being interested in being a Chicago Bear, which to me, for the longest time, I thought Yannick Ngakoue was set on going to a contender. But it sounds like now that the reason why he's not signing, because he wants a multi-year deal, and I think most teams just want to sign him to a one-year deal. So I think that's where kind of like the problem is, and that's why Yannick Ngakoue is still a free agent. He hasn't found a home yet. But I think it would be a perfect spot for Yannick Ngakoue to be a Chicago Bear. Obviously, I just mentioned also in this live stream that the Bears are also interested in Justin Houston as well. So we have to see. Stephen Washington's in the chat. Thank you so much. Says, what's going on, Keek? How you feel about trading one of our first round picks for next year for a pass rusher and then trade Eddie Jackson for a third rounder? I'm not sure if I would trade Eddie Jackson, to be quite honest. I think when you look at Eddie Jackson, it's unfortunate that he got hurt last year. The guy had 4 interceptions, so he was on his way to probably a Pro Bowl, All-Pro year. if I'm going to trade a first round pick for any edge rusher, I'm keeping a close eye on the situation in San Francisco with Nick Bosa. I know that they're going to pay the guy, but if anything comes up about maybe that they're not going to pay him and they're looking to trade him, I'd be willing to give up 2 first round picks for Nick Bosa in a heartbeat. I'm not going to lie to you. Joe says, big Bears fan here in California. Can't wait till the Bears-Chargers game. Yes, bear down to you, Joe. I was thinking about going to that game, but I am just going to sit back and wait until next season to go to a Bears game. Should be a very good one, Sunday Night Football. I know a lot of Bears fans. I know my best friend is a Chargers fan. He wanted to go to that game, but just couldn't really swing it right now. So just going to sit back and wait and wait for the opportunity to go to another Bears game. I know the Bears are traveling to Santa Clara next year to play the 49ers. I know that in 2025, I will be making a trip back to Chicago to watch a Bears game. So that game's going to be a very good game now. Yeah, Nano CBD. Herbert got a huge contract, well-deserved. It gives me hope for Justin Fields, right? Hopefully Justin Fields' contract is more massive than Herbert's contract. But at the same time, you never know. Devontae, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate all the super chats that I get. It says, bear down. I'll take you up on that advice, brother. Keep up the great work. Yeah, anytime, Devontae. Anytime you want to talk about podcasting, I am your guy. Squeezy says, I was happy to hear Eddie Jackson and company talk about winning be number one goal. Everyone focused on Fields passing, but I don't think it matters if he runs or passes as long as we score and win. Yeah, and that's the thing. If Justin Fields had the stats that he did and the Bears were winning, no one would be talking right now, right? Because the Bears are winning. But since the Bears are losing, that's why people are so stuck up on Justin Fields' stats. Of course, we want to see him blow up the league. But at the same time, if Justin Fields is still helping us win, and he only has, 200 yards passing a game, but we're winning, who cares? We're winning football games, right? So I definitely agree with that. Joseph says, wouldn't trade Jackson either. And if you trade a first rounder for an edge, it better be a damn good one. Yeah, of course. That's why I mentioned Nick Bosa. I wouldn't even give up a first round pick for Chase Young at this point, Bears fans. I'll be honest with you. Nano CBD says, Keek, did you know first 3 years, number one NFL passer of all time, over 14,000 yards? Yeah, that's impressive. That is impressive. I believe you're talking about Justin Herbert. Yeah, Justin Herbert has been really, really good for the Los Angeles Chargers. That's a really good extension for them. MC Fact said, like Al Davis said, just win, baby. Yeah, absolutely, just win. And that's what the Chicago Bears need to start doing, is just winning a whole lot of football games. Just to let you guys know, the call-in number is live and open if you guys want to call and give me a bold prediction. If you want to call and say hi to me, or just talk a little bit about the Chicago Bears, what we're talking about today. And you call in live right now at 916-692-0603. Once again, if you want to call in and talk to me for a little bit about the Chicago Bears, you can call in at 916-692-0603. The call-in number is live. The phones are open for all callers. King Burger World, what's going on, my man? He says, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining the stream. I really, really do appreciate you. Yeah, I would not give up a first-round pick for Chase Young. I would give up a second-round pick for Chase Young, right? I was just talking to my dad about the whole Nick Bosa situation. He's like, you know what, son? You know what I would do? I would give 2 first-round picks to the 49ers for Nick Bosa. Then I'll give up a second-round pick for Chase Young. Now you have Chase Young and Nick Bosa on the same defensive line. Absolutely sounds crazy, but hey, it's not a bad idea. Then our defensive line would be one of the more feared defensive lines in the NFL. So moving on to other topics today. Once again, we've been talking a lot about Yannick Ngakoue being interested in the Chicago Bears. We talked about Justin Houston, the Bears' interest in bringing in Justin Houston as well. Maybe they sign both. Maybe they don't sign either of them. Well, of course, we also talked about Chase Claypool and how he's ready for this season. Philip says, that would be freaking nuts. Awesome. Yeah, it would be nuts if we got both Chase Young and Nick Bosa, but that's obviously a pipe dream at this point. Nano CBD says, doing well, King. Here in Pretty hot Canada. Huge Bears fan here in Canada. Yep, Nano CBD is a very huge Bears fan. Another thing I want to talk about is training camp day one. Obviously, I posted a video today about that, about how Justin Fields and DJ Moore had a very strong first day of training camp. It says here, strong first day for Justin Fields. Very few balls on the ground. It said the best play of the day was a good deep ball to DJ Moore for TD. TD. Moore used his body perfectly to create space on Tyreek Stevenson, and Fields put it in the perfect spot. Obviously, it was a very, very, very good day for Justin Fields, and this is what we want to see. This is the news that we want to hear, is that Justin Fields and DJ Moore are absolutely tearing it up. I expect more news like that from the Chicago Bears regarding DJ Moore and Justin Fields. But other than that, it's been a very, very good day. Obviously, there was a lot of news for the Chicago Bears. We had Cole Kmet's extension today. Obviously, the news on Yannick Ngakoue, Justin Houston, being interested in him. Obviously, the very first training camp practice. So there was a lot going on around the Chicago Bears. I'm not going to lie. A lot of news. And it's only going to get better. You know, I think Ryan Poles, there's something brewing. I think Ryan Poles will, in fact, sign at least a couple more guys. I'm not sure if they're going to be DNs, but it's sounding like he's getting close to signing a defensive end and bringing them here to Chicago. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah, Sports from the Trenches. If you're asking about Cole Kmet, it's a 4-year deal. It's a $50 million deal with $32.8 million of that guaranteed. So it's a very friendly deal. Stephen Washington says, quick question. Do you honestly feel like trading Roquan Smith was the right thing to do? Yes and no. You know, I think it was the right thing to do in terms because Roquan Smith wasn't, you know, it wasn't going anywhere, right? I don't think we didn't want to give him that type of money. I do miss Roquan Smith. I think he was young. He's a perfect piece. But when I look ahead, what we got, right? We got picks. And then we ended up signing 2 stud linebackers in TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds for the price of what Roquan Smith got paid in Baltimore. So I do miss Roquan Smith, but I think at the end of the day, it was the right move. It was definitely the right move. It sucks, but it is a business. It's the business of the NFL, and that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes the players that you really like don't make it, right? So it's the business side of the NFL that we don't like, and we all know that Ryan Poles, if you're not willing to work on a contract extension, then he probably most likely will let you go. Joseph says, I looked at our linebackers now, and it say it worked out perfect. Yeah, it did. It did. You know, now you have Tremaine Edmonds. You have TJ Edwards. Also, you have Jack Sanborn. So the Chicago Bears are set at middle linebacker. So one thing I was actually reading, Bears fans, is that someone was saying that like this is the first time in a long time where our quarterback and our offense are dominating the Chicago Bears defense. Usually it's the defense dominating the offense. But in OTAs, mini camp practices, and now the first day of camp, it's been all Justin Fields shredding the defense and all the Chicago Bears offense shredding the defense, right? Obviously, the Chicago Bears offense is, to me on paper, a way better unit than our defense, right? But it's still good to hear that our quarterback and our offense is looking good early in camp. MC Fact says the Bears moving forward, long term, have to hang to high draft picks, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. All right, Bears fans, I have to be honest with you. I'm going to keep this show a little bit shorter. Like I mentioned before, I just wanted to come on here and give my thoughts and opinions on Yannick Ngakoue possibly being a Chicago Bear here pretty soon. I'm totally okay with the move, if that's the case. But I am going to keep this stream a little bit shorter. Like I said, this will be my last time doing Wednesday night live streams. Now it's going to be Mondays and Fridays. So make sure you keep a note of that. I will be back on Friday for a Friday night Q&A, and I will have a special guest. Don't want to let you guys know the guest quite yet, but once again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on every single social media platform to stay connected with all Geek on the Mic news. I'm going to make sure and do me a huge favor and like this live stream as well. Once again, Bears fans, thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you guys show me. I thank you so much for understanding about the little schedule tweak of this live stream. Sorry for doing a shorter stream. I am pretty exhausted right now. But like I said, Mondays and Fridays from now on, I do appreciate all the love and support. But once again, thank you guys for so much. And as always, thanks for watching, and bear down, guys.